So you're thinking of moving to the Tampa Bay area, or you just want to know what it's like to live here? Well, we're going to tell you all of the pros and cons, and we're also going to share a best kept secret. If you wait around till the end, we're going to share one of our very favorite places to visit. Not many people know about it, so stay tuned.
So, you're thinking about moving to Tampa Bay, Florida, or you're wondering what it's like to live here. Well, I've got great news. Amy and I are here, and we have put together a list of the good, bad, and the ugly. Basically, the pros and cons and everything we wish we knew prior to moving out here from Kansas City. We're really excited to share this because we think it'll be helpful, and we're not just going to tell you all the great things about Florida and the Tampa Bay area, but we're going to tell you everything we wish we knew and some things we learned along the way. And if you stick around to the end, we're going to drop one of the best kept secrets we feel here in the Tampa Bay area. One important distinction that needs to be made is between the city of Tampa and Tampa Bay, because they're two different places. Tampa Bay encompasses the city of Tampa as well as many other cities. So when somebody refers to going or hanging out in Tampa Bay or something in Tampa Bay, it can be in Pinellas County, Hillsborough, and Manatee County. And that's a little bit confusing, or a lot confusing when you first move here. The first con we're going to go over is the traffic here in the Tampa Bay area. The traffic can be pretty bad at times, but not all year round. We found that when we first moved here, we thought the traffic was horrible all the time, but that's actually not the case. Living in Tampa Bay, you got to get used to some of the traffic patterns with the vacationers. Then you also have the seasonal people that come down here for the season and then move back to where they're from. And honestly, the vacationers and the seasonal residents, it does take them a week or 2 or 3 to get acclimated to driving here.
Yeah, I think anytime there's a holiday Christmas, New Year's Eve, all of that time is very busy. We get a lot of congestion. You kind of just don't want to go anywhere for a while, especially where we live out here on the Barrier Island. A lot of people want to travel here and enjoy our beautiful island. So I think another thing that is really difficult with traffic, or can be, is we don't have a freeway that goes east and west across St. Petersburg. So we live out in Pinellas on the coast, and if we want to go into the city of Tampa, we have to get all the way across the Tampa Bay. There's a few bridges in our area, and they are what you have to take to get across the Tampa Bay. And it can be pretty wild taking a drive on those.
So if you do live and work on one side, whether it's Pinellas or Hillsborough, you really don't have to worry about going across the bridge. But if you live in Pinellas and work in Hillsborough, you're going to be crossing that bridge likely quite a bit. So you want to figure that out and know whether or not you're comfortable traveling across the bridge.
Yeah. And we also have a bridge here that is famous. It's called the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. And that one actually goes across the mouth of the Tampa Bay. It's where all of the cruise lines go out of the Tampa Bay ports. So it's a beautiful bridge. It is a toll. It's really long. It goes really high so that the cruise ships can get under it, and the cargo ships and all of that. So definitely look that up and take a look. It's a pretty neat bridge.
And so the next major con about living in Tampa Bay is the weather. And I know a lot of people like to talk about that, and they'll brush over some facts, but I think it's really important, and we've learned some really important things about the weather. The first thing I would say is heed the warning. So if there's a storm coming, make sure you are prepared in every way you can, especially if you're in an evacuation zone. Make sure you get out. We've evacuated a few times, even when we weren't told to, just because we were going to be more comfortable being out of the city. We're close to the coast, and it can get dicey and dangerous really quick. So we are extra cautious. And I would say that is my biggest suggestion, whether it's lightning, a hurricane, flooding. Take precautions. You don't want your property or your family, anybody in your family or your friends to get hurt because you weren't prepared or didn't take enough precautions.
Definitely. When we first were here, we had a tropical storm just come in, and we were told that it would be safe to stay here, and we stayed, and then we had some flooding, and it was really scary for us. We were not prepared. We didn't know what to do. Our car got flooded, our garage, this room we're sitting in, so it was kind of a big deal.
Absolutely. It was really scary. And, looking back, I had a video where I was walking through one of our rooms and it had electricity going through it, and I was barefoot and I didn't even realize it until afterwards. And I rewatched the video, and you could see me just walking through a room where there was electricity going through the water. Thankfully, thank God, it didn't have electricity in it, and I, didn't get electrocuted. So we're real thankful about that. If you're out on the beach or somewhere, if you have one of the phone apps, the weather app, it'll usually tell you when there's approaching storms and if lightning starts going within a certain miles. So having that phone app is a huge safety thing that can help you, and take precaution when you can. I think that's most important. Don't drive in flooded areas. That's the other thing. You never know how deep water is, and we've learned that it gets deep real quick, and unless you're really familiar with the streets, you can ruin your car real quick by going through flooded areas. When a hurricane or a storm is approaching, people go out and buy everything in the grocery store, especially water. So you want to be prepared with water before a storm and have plenty of water in case you can't use the water in the house. So important just to be prepared, I think, overall, and stay out of the outside when there's a storm approaching.
Yeah, definitely want to be ready for any kind of extreme weather that may happen.
Yeah. Next important con that I wish we knew more about when we moved here was the mold. And mold, sometimes you hear about it, but it can be a huge issue. And it can be an issue in your own home. It can be an issue in a home you're buying. It can be in a home you're going to rent, in an apartment. We've even had mold as an issue in a hotel room, and a very nice hotel room at that. And we had to eventually, we couldn't stay there just because the mold was so bad.
Let's talk about a pro of living in the Tampa Bay area. Our very favorite one, and one of the reasons we moved here, was the weather. It is sunny almost every single day, and if it's not, usually the storms come and go super quick. So we love to be outdoors. We enjoy bike riding and hiking and just being outside. And this weather allows for our family to get out and do the things that we love to do almost all year round. There's only a couple of days where it gets cool, but we still go outside even when it's cool. I think the coldest it's gotten here is like 38 degrees. Yeah. So that's pretty awesome coming from the Midwest. We love the sunshine. We love to be able to go to the beach. I really think it's, an awesome thing about living here.
We love about living here in Tampa Bay, Florida, is the wildlife. The wildlife here is second to none. On a daily basis, just walking down the street or up and down the coast, you see wildlife everywhere, whether it's, stingrays, sharks, dolphins, manatee, just an amazing assortment of wildlife on the beaches. You see some amazing bald eagles, osprey, different birds. We have some neighborhood green conures that are always flying around, and they're wild and they're pretty amazing to watch. So the wildlife here is pretty amazing. And one of our favorite things about Florida and living here in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, definitely. We love it. Right now it's actually sea turtle nesting season. So the mama sea turtles come up onto the beach and lay their eggs. And in a couple months, I think it is, the babies go out to sea. So that's also a really fun thing to see and get to experience. Okay, so another pro of living here in the Tampa Bay area is the amount of things to do. The opportunities are endless. I mean, every day we could go out and do something new and we'd never run out.
If you like the beaches, there's amazing beaches up and down the coast. If you want to do sailing, boating, fishing, golfing, tennis.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of tourist attractions. We have mini golfing, we have go-karting. There's just so much. We have the city of St. Petersburg. There's arts, like music venues. There's a lot of things to do. We have the Tampa Bay Rays, the Tampa Bucks. And then we also have the city of Orlando. So Orlando's about 2 hours from here. And obviously everyone knows that Disney World is there. But even beyond Disney World, there are just so many things to do. It's like a getaway.
Even in Tampa, there's a lot of things to do, like Busch Gardens, the water parks. So whether it's within an hour or within a couple hours, there's an amazing amount of stuff to do.
Yes, I think entertainment is definitely an incredible thing here.
Absolutely. The parks. One thing I think we didn't realize and didn't know until we moved here were the parks. The amount of parks and recreation areas to go hiking, biking, and go on trails is tremendous.
So finally, my favorite, the beaches. That is definitely a pro of living in the Tampa Bay area. So we have so many beaches along the Pinellas County here. So it goes from Clearwater down to St. Pete Beach. And there's many, and there's like a vibe for each type of person, whether you want it to be busy and have a lot of things to do, or relaxing and chill. We even have a little fishing type village called John's Pass. It's pretty famous, so you might want to take a look at that, or maybe we'll even take you on a trip there. But yes, definitely the beaches are top notch in this area. Now for the best kept secret of living in the Tampa Bay area.
And one thing that we found, and when we found this place, I think it really sealed the deal on us loving Florida. And it opened our imagination and our minds to all the possibilities of living here and how amazing this place is.
Well, especially the Tampa Bay area. This little place is just so magical. Like, you feel like you're totally living off grid, right?
Right, absolutely. And if you go there, it might be the deciding factor on whether or not you relocate here. If you're on the fence about moving here, this place will definitely push you over and get you to see why this place is so amazing. And even if you're not planning to move to Tampa Bay, visiting or vacationing to this destination that we're going to tell you about is a must. I would put it on your, at the top of your to-do list, because it is one of the most magical places we found here, and that is
the Caladesi Island State Park. It's north of Clearwater, and it is an island that you can only access by boat. So if you have your own boat, obviously you can get there that way. But there's also a ferry that travels from the Honeymoon Island, and it will take you over, and that's an experience. It's so much fun just getting on the ferry and getting to go across the beautiful waters. It's definitely a secluded little place. You feel like you're just lost in paradise.
Yeah, it's like stepping back in time. The great thing about the island is they do have, a place for camping, boating, to tie up, a gift shop, a small snack shop, showers, restrooms. So it's not completely, free of any type of facilities. But once you go to step out onto the beach, you realize just how amazing it is. And it's like stepping back in time, because the shells and wildlife that you see in the water is crystal clear. It's just truly amazing. It makes you feel like you've gone back in time and you're on your own island.
Yeah, you're on your own. Yeah, you're on a remote island just in the middle of nowhere. It's absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching Living in Tampa Bay, Florida. And remember to like and subscribe so you are the first to see our latest videos. And as our friend Levi says, whether you are buying in 9 days or 90 days, call, text, email, or set up a Zoom meeting and we will help you with your smooth transition to Tampa Bay, Florida. And thanks for watching.